Good evening everybody, welcome at this new streaming in Corona times from the Logos Tetrahedron at the Logos Foundation in Ghent, Belgium. Tonight we are presenting you another one of the robots of our very large robot orchestra, which by now is more than 80 members. And in this case we will talk a little bit and give you some demonstrations of this one. Now this guy is called Simba, and it came into existence in some 14-15 years ago, 2007 I think, yes, on the request of composers writing pieces for the orchestra. And we had quite a few percussion instruments. We had drums, big drums, small drums, all sorts of thunder sheets, wood blocks, whatever, quite a variety of percussion, but we had only one small cymbal, which is a component in the drums robot. So the request was, well, couldn't we have some more cymbals and in particular a hi-hat in the robot orchestra? So I started drawing and see how I could do that. Now, automating cymbals looks like very straightforward, but it is not if you properly analyze it, because being a former percussionist, I know only too well that if you put a cymbal on a stand and you beat it, the cymbal goes over and back, swaps, it's part of the sound and it's part of the characteristics of the cymbal. But now, for a robot to play the cymbal, it would require some kind of vision to know where to hit the cymbal, because if you don't do that, it might very well be that the cymbal is in this position, your beater does this, and it makes just a beat in the air and nothing happens. So missers would be commonplace in such a robot. So we had to rethink the whole thing. So for this one, first of all, for the hi-hat, we fixed the upper cymbal and made the under cymbal move against it, like this. Shaking is pretty limited, and the beaters, because we can beat it also, are here on the edge and on the center part. So you can choose, the users can choose what kind of beaters they use on it. For the freestanding cymbals, we decided to place them in a vertical plane instead of horizontal, like on this one. So they cannot move much, actually very little. We have again beaters on the rim and on the center part, and then we have, that's very important, we have a damper also. So if you do this, you can do this to all of a sudden stop the sound. Now the dampers can do that with variable force, so you have quite a lot of expressive possibility, and you can also have the dampers on and then hit it. And then you get this very dry sound. So we have cymbals on the front, we have the hi-hat, we have a cymbal on the back side. That's it for the cymbals, and we even have a bell cymbal here. U-fit bell cymbal. But next to the cymbals, we thought, well, we should have some more elements. There are some more original elements. One of them is this one. This is just lifted up and it falls back. It's a frame drum without the frame, but just has the bells. And then we have, and this is quite extraordinary, these bass sort of, well, it's funny to call that bass, but sort of very large castanets. They come from Spain, from one of the islands in the Mediterranean. And they are big wood clappers, in fact. Very loud and powerful, and driven by electromagnets that you find underneath here. Okay, and then to add some fun to the machine, it also we gave it arms. So it has an arm here, which can rotate and make this whistle sound, and an arm here that makes quite a different whistle sound. Now, this machine is of course MIDI controlled, and composers can write for it all kind of cymbal parts and weird percussion parts, but it also can work as a standalone robot. It has a microprocessor, an extra microprocessor inside, and can play demo pieces just as a standalone one, so that you don't need an external computer to even drive it. It has been in an exhibition in the Speelklok Museum in Utrecht for 6 months, and it plays daily, every day, its demo pieces. That was it for Simba. See you next week. So that was it for this week. We did Simba. Next week we will give you some preview of the first after Corona concerts that we will have here at Logos Foundation. We will present you with some tangos or some dance musics for the entire Robot Orchestra. But that's for next week. So for tonight, leaves me to thank Kristof for doing the videoing, handling the camera, and doing the audio work and making sure it was brought to you. Good evening.